Now, very important head of income is capital gains. It is our fourth head of income, capital gains, and sections 45 to section 55A is capital gains. So, section 45 to section 55A. Capital gains. So, there is a capital asset that has been defined in section 214, plus there is a transfer that has been defined in section 247. So, the resultant sum is the capital gains. The resultant sum is the capital gains. So, section 214 is a capital asset, transfer is there. So, these two fundamental things must be there, then only what? The capital gain arises. Charging section is section 45. Charging section is 45. Now, what section 45 states is, first of all, what the thing in say normal parlance, if you are transferring say any land, after say keeping the land for say 10 years, a capital appreciation is there. So that will be what your capital gains. So here, what section 45 provides? 45 provides that any profit or gain, if there is any profit or gain arising from transfer of a capital asset, profit or gain arising from transfer of capital asset effected in the previous year, shall, unless exempt under section 54 or say 54B or 54D, E, C, E, F, G, GA, GB and H, unless the same is exempt under these sections, the same will be chargeable to tax under the head capital gains. So here capital gains will be taxable in the year in which such transfer takes place. So any profit or gain arising from transfer of a capital asset which has been effected during the previous year and the same is not exempt from tax by virtue of section 54 will be what? Taxable under the head capital gains. So there must be a capital asset, and the term capital asset has been defined in section 214. There must be a transfer that has been defined in section 247, and the transaction must not be covered in section 47. Transaction must not be covered under section 47. And such transfer must have taken place during the previous year. Such transfer must have taken place during the previous year, and the transfer of such capital asset must give rise to what? Profits and gains. The transfer of capital asset must give rise to profits and gains. And the same, here profits and gains include loss also, and same must not be what? Exempt by virtue of these sections. 54 or 54B or 54D or EC, E, F, G, GA, GB and H. Then your tax liability will arise under the head capital gains. So fundamentally what capital asset is? Capital asset means property of any kind, because for capital gains there must be a capital asset. Say I am selling my personal motor car, it is not a capital asset. But if I am selling my personal gold jewelry, it is a capital asset. So capital asset means property of any kind held by an assessee. Capital asset means what? Property of any kind held by an assessee, whether or not connected with his business or profession. Property of any kind held by an assessee, whether or not connected with business or profession. And second one is what? The securities which are held by FIIs. Securities which are held by FIIs, they are also what? The capital asset. It's a property of any kind. It may be connected with the business or it may not be connected with the business, which is held by the assessee. But it does not include what? Stock in trade. Stock in trade, consumable stores or raw materials held for the purpose of business, except what? Stock of FIIs. These stock in trade, consumable stores or raw materials, if they are held for the purpose of business and profession, and if you sell the same, there will be what? Business profits. Then personal effects, that is to say movable property. It must be movable property including wearing apparel and furniture. Including wearing apparel and furniture held for personal use by the assessee or any member of his family. That is personal effect, that is movable property, including apparel and furniture, which is held for personal use by the assessee or any member of his family. Then there is rural agricultural land. Rural agricultural land is also what? Not regarded as a capital asset. But urban agricultural land, it is a capital asset. Then we have gold, 6.5% gold bonds, 7% gold bonds, national defense gold bonds, special bearer bonds issued by the government. Then gold deposit bonds which have been issued under gold monetization scheme. Gold deposit bonds which have been issued under gold deposit scheme 1999 or deposit certificates. Now deposit certificates given under gold monetization scheme. (2015). Deposit certificates under gold monetization scheme that will not be regarded as capital asset. Not a capital asset. Okay. But say if it is sovereign gold bonds, issue is given by the government where we can purchase the same. So sovereign gold bonds, they are what? Capital asset. And prior to redemption, if they are transferred, capital gains will arise. Then what is excluded from the fact is jewelry, archaeological collections, drawings, paintings and sculptures, or any work of art. These are what? Capital assets. Basically jewelry, archaeological collections, drawings, paintings, sculptures, or work of art. They are coming under the ambit of capital asset. So fundamentally what capital asset is? Capital asset means property of any kind, all sorts of rights, all sorts of properties. They are covered under the ambit of capital asset. Property of any kind held by an assessee, whether or not which is connected with his business or profession. Also securities which are held by FIAs, and they are investing the securities in accordance with the guidelines which have been issued by SEBI. They are what? Capital assets. But does not include what? Stock in trade, consumable stores, or raw materials which are held for the purpose of business or profession, personal effect property including wearing apparel and furniture, but excluding what? Jewelry, archaeological collections, drawings, paintings, sculptures, or work of art. They are what? These are what? All. These all are what? Capital assets. Then we have what? The rural agricultural land that will be, this is not regarded as a capital asset. Urban agricultural land is a capital asset. Now what urban agricultural land means what? The land which is situated where the population of the municipality or the cantonment board exceeds 10,000 as per the last preceding census. That is urban area. This is urban area. Now if the population exceeds 10,000 but does not exceed 1 lakh, then say up to 2 kilometers from aerial distance from the local limits of that municipality or cantonment board is also an urban area. If land is situated there and if you are transferring that land, then capital gains will arise. And in case the population exceeds 1 lakh but does not exceed 10 lakhs, then up to say 6 kilometers will be the urban area, and population exceeds 10 lakhs, then up to 8 kilometers will be the urban area. So fundamentally that is urban area. And if agricultural land is situated in an urban area and you are transferring that agricultural land, there will be a capital asset. Otherwise rural agricultural land is not a capital asset. If urban agricultural land is transferred, there will be a capital gain. Then specified gold bonds, special bearer bonds, and gold deposit bonds or sovereign gold bonds. That is what? Deposit certificates. Basically sovereign gold bond is deposit certificates issued under gold monetization scheme. That will be covered under the ambit of say capital asset. And property here includes what? Any rights in relation to an Indian company, including rights of management, control, or any other rights whatsoever. Now here jewelry has been defined to include ornaments made of gold, silver, platinum, or any other precious metal, or any alloy containing one or more of precious metals, whether or not containing precious or semi-precious stones, and whether or not worked or sewn into any wearing apparel. Or it is precious or semi-precious stones, whether or not set in any furniture, utensils, or other article, or worked or sewn into any wearing apparel. So that has been defined in jewelry. So this was about what? Capital asset. Then the capital asset we'll be further discussing. There can be short-term capital asset, there can be long-term capital asset. Then we'll be going for the definition of the transfer in our next lecture.